This kit up in the great kit buying epidemic of early 2021, which seems to have tailed off now we're kind of in July. I got this kit for several reasons, actually. I mean, not least of which, it's a damn fine looking set of drums. But I've always wanted a Masters set, and I've always wanted a Masters set with the older rectangular badge. I never really cared for the sort of later design of the badge. Nothing against them at all. It's just, you know, the badge looked. You know what? If you've watched enough of these videos, you'll know that basically I have this little thing about badges on drums, and this is another prime example of that. Basically, I didn't care for the badge. There you go. But the drums themselves, I may have paid slightly over the odds for them. I don't know. I mean, I think maybe it was maybe about average. I've seen a lot of Masters kits go for more, or certainly be up for sale for more. I've seen Masters kits go for, you know, I actually saw a 3-piece Masters birch kit go for £200 the other day. Yeah, a whole kit for 200 quid. How about that, eh? That was on eBay. So if you happen to have snagged that kit and you're watching this, well done, mate. But the thing is I got a lot of drums for the money. So the kit actually is a 10, 12, 13, 14, 16-inch toms, and then a 22 by, as I've literally just discovered 2 minutes ago, 18 bass drum. I should have really realised it was an 18-inch deep bass drum when I had trouble getting it through the door last night. I actually thought at the time I bought it was a 22 by 16. I'm not quite sure why I thought that. The other thing that really sort of got me interested in the kit was well, first of all, the sizes. They're not power toms, and the finish. It's midnight fade, which I don't really know an awful lot about, to be honest. I probably could have done a little bit more research before I'd done this, but yeah, hey ho. But the finish is midnight fade, which is kind of like a dark purple into a sort of a lighter sort of, maybe even maroony sort of purple. It's very nicely done. Has gold hardware. Which, this is only the second kit I've got with gold hardware, the other one being the Tama Star Classic Green Sparkle, which is something I've had that kit for over a year now, still never featured it on the channel, but there you go. That'll come up at some point. But as far as I can remember anyway, they're the only two sets of full kits that I have with gold hardware. The two toms that I have up on the kit at the moment, 12 by something, and 16 by something. Okay, so I did check the original listing, and it's 10 by 8, 12 by 9, 13 by 10, 14 by 12, 16 by 14, and 22 by 18. Now, all of the drums, this is the one thing I'm less fond of, is the fact that the floor tom is a hanging. I have nothing against them particularly, it's just I've never been the world's biggest fan of hanging toms. I do have a couple of kits featuring all hanging toms, the Janista being one, the Violet Shade Star Classic being another. But you know what? This is the first time I've actually set these drums up in this room. This is only the second time I've played them. Well, actually, after last night, this is the second time I played them. The first time I'd actually played them at all was when I took them to rehearsal about a month ago. And they sounded okay, but I think it was one of those things, just need a sort of slight tweak, and I was fully expecting that when I took them out the first time. I still need to do a few things with the bass drum. I think it's still maybe a little bit sort of boxy sounding, but it's a work in progress. As with any of these things, it is a work in progress. The toms, I think, probably do need a little bit of a tweak, but having listened to them, having done some recording with them now, and having listened back to them, they are absolutely wonderful. I really like them a whole lot, actually. In fact, I like them a whole lot more than I did not even 24 hours ago. I set these up knowing how they came across to me when I played them in the rehearsal setting, and I wasn't disappointed, but I had a quick tweak of a couple of them. I think it's it's that thing again where it's different rooms, different sounds, different drums behave in different ways. Lots of different there, but I think they sound fantastic, and I've been listening back to the recording, and that's with no correction on it at all. So there's no EQ or anything on the two toms, and they already sound fantastic. And I freely admit that they could probably do with a tweak as well. But as I said, it is a work in progress. I haven't actually set up the remainder of the drums, so I haven't set up the 13 or the 14 yet. Or the 10, yes, that's it, yeah, that's the 10. So I haven't set up the 10, 13, 14 yet. Mainly because so the drums actually came with Remo Ebony Ambassadors top and bottom. Now I think very early on in my XPK I got some of the black heads that Premier did. For those of you that are big Premier fans might remember those in the 80s and maybe early 90s as well, but Premier actually did some black heads as well, and I sort of dabbled with those black heads to a degree on the Rezo side of the XPK many years ago, and that was basically the last time I ever tried to do anything with black heads, because they do have a sound. The rest of the drums, these two toms have clear Emperors on the top and clear Ambassadors on the bottom. The reason why I haven't got any of the other drums set up, first of all, is space. I have a kit set up in the corner there, and I'm a little bit lacking. And I've literally just done a review as well of these cymbals, which is why you will see them set up. But I don't normally look to use quite so many cymbals in here, and whilst the stands aren't too much of an issue, it's just this kit was primarily set up to do the review of the cymbals rather than do the kit. But I do need to change the heads on the 10, 13 and 14 to either reflect these, which means basically I need to go and at least buy some more clear Ambassadors for the bottoms. Alternatively, which I might do, I might actually set them up differently, depending on what heads I've got knocking around, and I might put something else on them, so I've got that whole sort of two kits within one ideology again, which I've talked about before. But I like having lots of toms. I like having lots of options. I've said all this before, and you know what? After playing this kit in here a few times last night and today, I'm genuinely quite excited, because they do sound fantastic to my ear. The snare drum on here, I did have the opportunity to actually buy the matching snare drum for this, but that would have meant spending another 400 quid, and to be honest, I didn't think the snare drum was worth 400 quid. Obviously someone did, because it subsequently went a while later, but I didn't feel that the matching snare drum was worth the extra £400 on top of this. Okay, I accept businesses are out to make money, but you know, I didn't think it was worth it. I don't know. I don't think that was a mistake. But I mean, it would have been nice if it had been 250, 300. I probably would have done it, but I'm not paying the extra 100 quid just to stroke someone's ego. And besides, I'm not short of pearl snare drums, but the snare drum on here at the moment is the 14 by 6.5 brass free floater, tight, fairly tight tensioning. I threw it up really just because there was no other particular reason. There wasn't much thought involved in it, but the MMX series, I'm gonna have to go off the top of my head and maybe read a little bit off my phone. So these are 4-ply shells, and these have got 4-ply re-rings in them as well. They're maple, as denoted by the M, and they've got the you got the Masters bridge lug on them with, and they've all got die-cast hoops, top and bottom, obviously with the exception of the kick drum. What else? They're Taiwanese made. Before everything moved to China, they do all actually have Opti mounts on them as well. So I've got a couple of photos I took at the rehearsal. I've got a couple more I've taken in here. This is what it looks like. This is what it sounds like. Thank you for watching. See you next time.